Dead Zone itself considered using high-definition television in our first season. But because the evolution of the technology hadn't been as well perfected as it has been today, we chose to continue shooting on 35 millimeter. But as the technology progressed and as we saw the benefits of digital technology for the Dead Zone, we were very excited about it.
We had gained strength against the US dollar, so there was basically $100,000 an episode that we needed to make up. We need to make a cut into the show.
It is much less expensive to shoot a series with digital photography.
A foot of film is 56 to 58 cents, and to process that film, it's another, anywhere from 16 to 21 cents. So now you're saying 70 cents on a foot of film, which is 1 second. On average, we shoot between 8,000 and 10,000 feet a day. So you have $7,000 to $10,000 a day that you're saving right off the bat. The camera package actually is double what a normal camera package is. And then you have to hire the technician on set to do it. So when you balance it all out, you come up with about 40% overall saving.
One tape that costs $80 can represent 5,000 feet of 35 millimeter film.
So instead of carving out all the departments, I said, let's make this one big change, and that will facilitate the economics of the show. So once I did the math, it looked like it was going to make up the difference we needed. So now I needed to prove it to everybody.
I understood the financial benefits, and I basically laid out a bit of prerequisites that the only way I personally, for what it was worth, accept HD was if it did X, Y, and Z. We have to do a test, we have to do a makeup test, we have to shoot on our sets, and I want to do slow motion tests, daylight exterior, blah, 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 and I laid out all this stuff, and they were like, fine. And I was like, damn it, because I did not want to shoot HD. I went to film school, I didn't go to video school. That was my thing.
One of the major concerns from the studio was whether we could do the transitions, the morphs, the match cuttings, and the slow motion, and all of the cool things that we do on the Dead Zone that make the Dead Zone what it is.
We did a special test in which we asked our crew to put together comparison scenes. We literally shot on our sound stages and around Vancouver so that we could compare and test the technology.
Any new medium when it comes is looked at pretty skeptically. People are afraid that the quality of their work is going to suffer.
Everybody kept saying, well, it doesn't look like film. Well, it's because it's not film. It's a digital image. But the question is this format, is it living up to our expectations to tell the show?
One of the major issues is that it doesn't have the same latitude as the film. The latitude is the ability for one film stock or digital image to be able to hold information in a shadow and in a highlight at the same time. So if it's a dark area and you want to see the detail there, and it's a bright area and you still want to see the detail there, film might be here and the digital would probably be here. Now they're pushing this edge out further as we go. We went into the sets and I lit the Smith house the way I would normally light it for the show, and then went to the series and cut in pieces of film that were pretty much almost the same kind of shots, and placed them side by side so we could show the powers that be the difference between the two and whether they could tell or not.
If I thought it looked bad, I wouldn't have supported it because it's not in the best interest of the show, and that's not in my best interest.
It was sort of like trailblazing because no one had really done this. I mean, or at least I hadn't spoken to anyone who had shot a show like ours with the amount of darks and lights and slow motion and visual effects and green screen and dialogue scenes and speed at which we shoot.
Those tests were very important, and it was unanimous. I don't think there was literally any doubt at all about what the digital technology could do and the benefits of it for the Dead Zone.
The first episode, we threw it on a crane on a roof in a pounding rainstorm. My instructions to everybody was treat this camera as if it's film, and if it falls apart, then we know we know the technology isn't ready for us. But to date, other than little glitches and hiccups and stuff like that, it's really held up for us.
The cameras are very long. They're like about a foot longer with the matte box on and everything like that than a regular camera. And they're a little harder to go handheld.
There's a cable connected to the camera all the time. Even though there are always cables with film as well, this seems to be a little more bulky.
You know, in the film with Steadicams and handheld cameras, you know, you're independent, you're free, you can move around, you can do anything you want, you can rig things up really high in this. But with this cord coming off, it provides a unique challenge. You know, it's a little more finicky when you're shooting in the woods and it's pouring rain. You know, it's a big electrical box, right? It tends to fritz over a while. And it's like, what happened to it? We don't know. And then you see the camera guys pulling wires out and twiddling knobs and all that kind of stuff. And, oh, we're ready. Okay, good. Off we go again.
But as the technology progresses, those kinds of issues will be minimized.
The director of photography actually sits in this blacked out tent and color times the product almost real time. And what we shoot on that day and what he sees on that monitor is what you see on your television.
The dynamic of being able to see exactly what you have and to be able to manipulate the image through an electronic means, which is very exciting, kind of pays off.
I particularly like the look and I like the detail, and we've been able to do a lot of stuff in camera to see the kind of effect we're getting, for instance, when we do visions and stuff. So I think we're ahead of the game actually overall.
If somebody were to say, just look at this, and you didn't say it was HD, I'm pretty sure that most people, unless you're really trained, wouldn't even think twice.
For all intents and purposes, the quality of the 24p progressive scan image is a very, very viable medium for television.
I was not optimistic and I was not supportive, but I, went in like a good soldier and did my homework, and all the tests came out and they were good, and the slow motion looked good. The makeup tests look good. And
I'm a film guy, but I also am having a really lot of fun shooting the HD world, and I know that it's going to be more and more and more accepted, and it is right now. Right now there seemingly is a bit of an explosion in it.
I actually think it works better for us. It's much more contrasty than film, and I think that works for the dead zone. We always play the edgy, grainier side of things.
And now we have a format that is successful. It does not keep you from telling the story properly.
So we're very excited about digital technology, and we're very excited about the new enhancements that continue to progress, which the Dead Zone will embrace as those continue to come along.